What is up, my people? Welcome to another one. Today, we're going to talk fighting games. I've been out, sorry, I've been out for a while because I've been sick. There's just freaking virus going around. Um, but I am better now, so that's good, I guess. But there's a lot of news, man, that I missed out on, and it was just what, like 3 days or something like that. And Alex came back, or finally has a trailer. Um, but let's talk about this one first. This one's kind of interesting, I guess, because Fatal Fury keeps posting these shorts. Um, and this is one of them that got my attention, and it's just I've always been a fan of Terry Bogart's movies and just Terry Bogart in general. But more his movies. And I saw all of his movies. I saw one, two, and three. This was two. And I thought that it was probably the most ridiculous one. Number one was it was okay story and it was an okay plot. It's just the execution. When I saw it back in the day, I thought it was the best thing ever. Because you're a kid, you don't really know much. And as far as animation goes, for me, it was a big deal. Like, seeing Terry Bogard do his Hadioku Seiken and stuff like that. So, but part two, in my opinion, was pretty ridiculous. Because Terry Bogard gets beat by Wolfgang Krauser, and he gets depressed for some reason. He just loses his mind, and he goes into alcoholism. And horrible example to the kid that was following him around. By the way, there's just like a young kid that's following him, and you're not supposed to act like that when you lose. That's all I'm saying. Especially if you're like a long life martial artist. It just didn't make sense to me for Terry Bogard to go into depression because of one loss. You know what I mean? And and so Krauser starts whooping everybody's ass, and then Terry's like, I gotta fight him again or whatever, and then he gets back up or whatever. He gets out of depression and he goes and finds Wolfgang Krauser. He beats his ass, and then this is what happens here. This is I'm trying to see if I can the outcome. Terry Bogard just overpowers, like usual. He just overpowers his opponents. It's not no technique. It's not no different kind of move or whatever. He just overpowers him, and again another character, commits suicide in front of him, which is like that should be, like I said, that should be his new special move. Just beating your ass so bad that he just makes you commit suicide and you just throw yourself off a cliff or some shit. Um, Another thing that's interesting is that so I gotta admit I didn't know Krauser was in the game because I played 1 and 2, but I just don't remember Krauser, and the reason was because he has a mustache. So I do remember him. I just didn't know that was him. Um, I just didn't. My brain, I guess, didn't make the connection. My little tiny brain didn't make the connection that the guy with the mustache was the other guy. He doesn't have a mustache in the movie. Is what I'm trying to say. Is like, I don't know. It's also the reaction. By the way, the reaction of him getting his ass beat. He's like, it seems like I am defeated. It's like that doesn't sound like a guy who's defeated. Like your coach will tell you all the time, if you could speak and say your ABCs, you're not defeated yet. You're still huffing and puffing. If you could speak to me and tell me you're tired, you're not tired yet. You're not done. So this guy speaking the way he's speaking, like he got a couple of rounds left in him for sure. Just speaking from experience. But yeah, it's just kind of funny to me. It's like, it seems like I am. Like if somebody had beat me so bad like that I want to kill myself, I'd probably be way more dramatic, than I think Krauser, because he's just like way too chill about. And it doesn't make any sense to me. Like the whole thing doesn't make any sense to me, because then he goes off and kills himself. It's like, it just doesn't make, like, I'd be like, fuck you, and then I'll kill myself. Some like that, something more dramatic. I guess. I don't know. This is my opinion, but I don't know. It's just so. I guess he does have a mustache in the actual game, and I guess that's cool. But who knows why they took off his mustache on the movie? Maybe they just don't think that's attractive or something. I don't know. Because I did hear, like, off subject a little bit. I did hear that the standards for beauty in Asia were made by a Japanese gay man. So, and it kind of makes sense, because you look at all the K-pop artists and all of these, boy bands in Asia. They're a lot of feminine-looking men, and then you ask why their population levels are going down. It's because they don't want to fuck them. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. It's like women want a little hairy, scuffle in the face. That's all I'm saying. If you want to get your numbers up, you gotta be more hairy. Anyways, guys. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Like, there's a lot of these shorts that they put out. Like, this is one of them from the past, where there's like the Mr. Karate mask, and then it seems like what's his name, Roberto Garcia is flipping a coin or whatever. So maybe he's gonna be the new Mr. Karate or something. I have no idea, dude. I really have no idea. But I think, if I was to guess, because so we also had another trailer, which I don't have a clip of, where damn, I forgot his name, the Fist of the North Star guy. He supposedly he makes a short little appearance, or his finger does, basically, not necessarily him, but his finger makes an appearance, which okay, whatever. And so they're saying that he's gonna be one of the guest characters. But before we get to that, I mean, we got to talk about this trailer that was released yesterday, actually. And a lot of people are complaining about the AI in this trailer. And I got to say, listen, I get it. I get it. I got to be honest. It looked pretty cool. Okay, it's just my opinion. It looks kind of cool. But the problem for me is there's two problems, actually. One of them is that you have the money to do these things, and you're going for this. You could have done this yourself, but you did it through AI. And the other thing is that AI gets a lot of things wrong, and a lot of things look goofy, like in particular the part where you see Terry Bogard's face flash in front of Wolfgang Krauser's face, and that kind of throws you off a little bit. At least it threw me off a little bit, and it didn't really look like him. So you slow it down and you start realizing how much AI sucks still. So when it comes to AI, it's one of those things where I feel like artists need to be protected because AI is this thing that pretty much steals without permission from people and uses their art and uses their style without permission. You know what I mean? And in another sense, I still think AI is pretty weak. I personally, when it comes to like watching videos and stuff, if there's an AI video where a robot is talking to me, I hate those videos. You know, where there's a lot of AI pictures, I hate those too. You know, there's just something about them I just don't like. I feel like it's lazy. I feel like it's um, it just sucks. You know what I mean? And I personally, I don't like them. Um, Now, I have used AI mainly to do research, to ask certain questions, and what I gotta say about AI is it's still pretty stupid, right? It's still pretty dumb, and how can I say this? I mean, it's okay for me personally. If you're doing research, it's okay because it's the same thing as Google. You know, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just the only difference is that it's more like a person and a person that's trying to suck up to you constantly, which I find annoying. Um, you know what I mean? It's just it's kind of lame that it's always trying to say, "Oh, you're very smart," and actually, your ideas are this, that, and the other. You're a genius. I'm like, no, I'm not. Shut the fuck up. You know, it's like that type of shit gets me annoyed. But but yeah, man, I understand why people feel that way. I think they have the money to do way better, and they resorted to an AI trailer. And it's kind of, to be honest with you, the word is distracting. I think it's kind of distracting from the gameplay. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, something about it that I did like. It reminded me of an old school Sega commercial, or yeah, like an old school Sega commercial. Um, so that's good, right? But then it's just the little details make it seem like it's just stupid, and that's really what I don't like. It's like the AI, it really just have certain movements and then it kind of freezes, and that's the shit that kind of bothers me, to where if you see this, all right, and this is my opinion, if you see it, if sometimes I tell AI like do this, right, and it does it, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, but now I could do it way better. Just because of what you were trying to do, now I could do it way better. I wonder why, they didn't do that. Because these are already characters that exist in the real world, right? These characters are beloved. Terry Bogard, Wolfgang Krauser, Blue Mary, all of these characters we know, right? So, just tell AI to see what it pops up with, and then you do your own thing. I think it's not that complicated. Alex is a backup. But before we talk about Alex, guys, remember I told you about that like the little small clips, right? So this is pretty much revealed the new characters for season 2. Season 2 DOC. And we got Kim Jong-hoon, which sounds a lot like the dictator guy, but I don't know. And also, his colors are very weird. He just looks very weirdly designed to me. Nightmare Geese, which is pretty much just the form of geese within the imagination of the people who fear him, I guess, or something like that. Blue Mary, Terry Bogard's girlfriend, and Wolfgang Krauser. which has returned from the dead. Now, there's other two mystery characters. Nobody knows who they are. I'm thinking, if I had to guess, I think one of these is going to be Mr. Karate. Right, Mr. Karate, and the other one is going to be the Fist of the North Star. What's his name? Ringoku? Or Ring... it's not Ringoku. Fuck. Kinchiro. God damn, Kinchiro. Yeah, that's gonna be the two guys. That's my that's my calculations because of the trailers that we saw. And because how they mean nothing, but now I know what they mean. Now calculating by the trailers that we saw, we can kind of make a conclusion that these are going to be the two characters that are going to be in the game, Kinchiro and Mr. Karate. Yeah, that is that, my people. So let's move on to Alex trailer. I know I'm late, but like I said, it is what it is. Now, I've already seen this, and a couple of things caught my attention. First of all, Andre is a hint at Andre the Giant, Andre the Giant, who is inspired Hugo from Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, or the New Generation, one of those. It's funny how the fridge got a boner there in the back. It's just, it's like, Alex. I think the fridge is the only one that likes Alex in the crowd. But yeah, he's a heel, and people have been talking about it. People have been saying that he's gonna be a heel. I thought it made a lot of sense. And I just like how there's a lot of the movesets that are already in this clip. I mean, we get a lot to look at. I also like his accent at the end. Very New Yorker. Like, hey, get out of here. I'm walking here type of shit. Which I thought was pretty cool. I can't wait to at least see some gameplay. Which I think is probably going to be somewhere around the beginning of next month, I think. And we're at least going to get like a gameplay trailer, not necessarily a gameplay breakdown. I think we're probably going to get that, later, but at least a gameplay trailer. Yeah, we're going to get that at the beginning of next month, in my opinion, or maybe sooner. Who knows? I like how he kicks him in the face and everybody complains, except for the fridge, of course. And and he's like, "Shut up! The bell already rang." And it's like, bro, that's something I always tell people, because if the bell rings, right, and then when we're sparring or whatever. And then they always want a fist bump. They always want a fist bump after the bell rings. And it's like, bro, the bell rang. If you're not protecting yourself after the bell rang and you get snuck, guess whose fault it is? It's not mine. It's not the person who did it to you. It's your fault for not protecting yourself at all times. So I agree with Alex, man. I mean, unless the bell didn't ring. Unless the bell didn't ring. If the bell didn't ring, then of course it's wrong. But he's right that if the bell rings and you're trying to shake hands or fist bump, which a fist bump is a big thing in boxing, to where you tap the fists, you tap gloves before you fight, which is stupid because, first of all, this is one of is my personal nitpick when it comes to boxing. Okay, you're fist bumping at the beginning when you're meeting at the middle of the ring, and the ref is telling you the instructions. No hitting below the belt. No rabbit punches, and whatever I say you must obey. Right? They go to each of their corners. The bell rings, and then you still want a fist bump? Like, come on, bro. We're here to make out or fight. As this is just a little, side commentary from my part, but I really enjoyed it. We did see a chop. What do you call those? A flash chop. I think that I personally, I was thinking about it. I think flash chops should be the flash chop should come in threes and should be kind of like a Rekka. It's just my opinion, just kind of like a Rekka, just whack, whack, whack. Or you could just go whack and then go for a grab. Just please let me go whack and then go for a grab. If I go one whack, then go for a grab, that'll throw him off. Is he going to go for a 3 Rekka or is he going to go for a 1 grab? You know what I mean? I don't know. I think if you add a little Rekka to the flash chop, and then he could kind of build his gameplay off of a nice little Rekka. That would be pretty cool. Also, and this is the thing that I noticed too, is that he was on the ground when he did a flying kick to the face of Andore, right? Is that going to be his wake up? Is that going to be his not wake up? His wake up DP, not his wake up, his reversal. If that's his reversal, bro, I'm listening, bro. It's going to be crazy if that kick is his reversal, dude, because that's going to be a sweet little reversal. Of course, some people like their reversals to have lead into a combo. That would be crazy. I don't think they're ever going to give that to a wrestler. But like this here, he's on the ground and then he goes boom. Like that should be his reversal. That's what I'm thinking. Because I really like characters with good reversals. Some characters don't have that. Or it's also like a good wake up DP, right? But anyways, he has the stomp, right? Headbutt stun, flash chop, flying knee. We already know that they kick, and a power bomb. So, and the sleeper hold thing, which is another move that takes off a lot of stun. So I like how he goes. He's like, oops. Like it's almost like they were telling him to stop, and he stops and he just falls. He's like, oh my bad. Like what? I'm sorry. He's an asshole. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Now we catch you guys later.